Welcome to our tutorials on the statistics series. In this tutorial, we will learn one of the most important concepts in statistics, and that is the confidence intervals. And by the end of this lesson, you will understand what confidence intervals mean, how to interpret them correctly, and why researchers prefer them over point estimates alone. All right. Now imagine estimating the average blood pressure in a population. A single value, such as 120 millimeters of mercury, gives us an estimate. But because it comes from a sample, there is uncertainty. Confidence intervals help us express that uncertainty. So, what then is that different from point estimate? Now, a point estimate gives only one value. A confidence interval provides a range of plausible values that is much more informative. So, by definition, a confidence interval is a range calculated from sample data that is likely to contain the true population value. Every confidence interval has three important parts: the lower limit, the estimate in the middle, and the upper limit. What then does a 95% confidence mean? Because you'll be seeing it a lot. Now, 95% confidence level means that if we repeated the study many times, about 95 out of every 100 confidence intervals will remain the true population parameter. What about 99%? A 99% confidence interval gives us greater confidence. However, the interval becomes wider because we want to be more certain that it contains the true value. So let's compare the two. You will notice that the 99% confidence interval is wider than the 95% confidence interval. So a greater confidence comes at the cost of less precision. Now let's understand it with examples. Now suppose researchers report that the average blood glucose is 95 milligram per deciliter with 95% confidence interval from 92 to 98. This means the interval from 92 to 98 is a plausible range for the true population mean. Another example, a survey estimates malaria prevalence at 18% with a 95% confidence interval from 15% to 21%. Now, this interval reflects the uncertainty around the estimate. Some few things you need to know. Confidence intervals are often misunderstood. They do not describe individual people. And these are some misconceptions you need to get. Instead, they describe uncertainty about the population parameter. Now, these are the key ideas you should always remember whenever you interpret confidence intervals. Now, you understand what confidence intervals are and how to interpret them. In the next tutorial, we will learn how to calculate confidence intervals step by step. So thank you for learning with me. If you found this lesson helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next tutorial. Like I said, we are going to talk about the confidence intervals, the calculations step by step. So until then, peace out.